with the season, or with the Simpsons ending its 34th season, and with this show that has done the impossible. Yeah, with this show doing the impossible when it comes to what it can do of predicting the future. Yeah, predicting the future and, you know, like different things of celebrities. Even if even if they were sadly removed, the episodes with them are sadly removed or with different controversies regarding them. But did you know that The Simpsons on season 34 made an episode that is pretty much a parody of Stephen King's horror movie, It? Yeah. The Simpsons pretty much made a parody of that horror movie into a Simpsons episode in season 34, which is of course called Not It. That is the episode called Not It, where its plot is with Barney go with his little tugboat, with his little, I guess, paper boat while it's raining outside. And again, this is how it begins. The episode began, and of course it says 27 years ago. 27 years ago, and Barney is doing its little boat. And it goes down the water, and it goes into a sewer. And then we see a clown in the sewer. That is pretty much a reference to the movie in general. But, of course, Krusty is honestly portrayed as Pennywise, if you do not know. He is obviously portrayed as the clown in general. I mean, it makes sense. Krusty's a clown already. Right? Krusty is a clown already. So it does make sense that Krusty would have portrayed Pennywise in this, right? It would have made sense. And of course, yeah, Krusty tells Barney to get his little boat, and Krusty bites Barney's arm and drags him into the sewer in a very gruesome way. Yeah, this is definitely one of the more gruesome episodes, I can just say, of The Simpsons. And darker episodes as well. I mean, it is taking a parody. It is pretty much taking inspiration from an actual horror movie. So, I mean, that's not out of the ordinary. And believe it or not, this is actually what I find by far one of the creepiest episodes of The Simpsons. Yeah, we've had some creepy-like episodes of The Simpsons before, but this one's definitely one of the newer-ish ones, again, from current season standpoint. I mean, it's creative, too. I mean, it's creative and fresh, I guess you can say, when it comes to The Simpsons. Yeah, it's creative. And it's new. Something we have not seen in The Simpsons. Right? Something we never seen in The Simpsons. With everything that The Simpsons parodied, predicted, or... Well, this wasn't necessarily a prediction, but parodied. Right? That they parodied of a horror movie and a cartoon like this. Like, that's not something out of the ordinary, right? And it's not a surprise. I mean, this one was a good episode, too. I did find this one to be a real great episode. I mean, well, I wouldn't necessarily call it really great. I found it to be good. At least good, at least. People do mention that this episode did disappoint people, which I probably can't understand why this episode does disappoint some people. But honestly, again, it's something new with The Simpsons, right? It's something new with The Simpsons that I've seen from the show in these modern seasons. And yeah, even though it's it's a parody of a horror film, it's still very creative for The Simpsons' sake, right? And of course it's not so gruesome, right? It's not very gruesome, because it's The Simpsons, right? It's The Simpsons. Right, of course they ain't gonna make it very gruesome, like in the actual horror movie. No. Like, they do cut away when it comes to killing some characters. And again, they're not necessarily killed off of the show, because it's just a story. Right? It's one of those story-like episodes on The Simpsons, where it's just telling a story. Right? I mean, yeah, we do see some organs and stuff, right? We do see some organs and some blood, but again, that's necessarily from The Simpsons in general. We see a lot of that in The Simpsons. Right, we see a lot of blood and stuff in The Simpsons. Even in the good seasons as well, may I remind you. So, it's nothing out of the ordinary. But yeah, I found this one to be a really good, fresh-like episode by far. At least I've seen from the current seasons. But again, of course, with season 34 coming to an end, or pretty much wrapped up. Yeah, season 4 recently is and has aired. It's the 34's, the last episode of the 34th season. And again, the show's been renewed for up to 36, right? So, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the future of The Simpsons hold with these newer episodes. Especially just looking at this one in particular, right? Just shows that The Simpsons do still have some creativity when it comes to the show. And even though people do say that The Simpsons probably lost their creativity after, like, the movie, people are saying. Like, probably after the movie, probably somewhere after the movie. But personally, this one was a good, interesting one coming from the show.